Hello friends and welcome back to my channel, and in this video we are going to discuss how you can create a web page, okay? And what are these tags that you are able to see over here, and all these types we are going to discuss today, okay? And let's create, at the end of this video we'll be creating a web page also, okay? So now let's start. So before starting, I'm going to rename this project to a like like the first project. Okay, and now you can press on the save. So now here you can see that it's an HTML file, all of these content. Okay, so what you're going to do, so HTML means it is to deliver the contents of your web page, right? You are going to give the complete content to your web page using this HTML tag. Okay, so now let's see the first tag called doc type HTML. This doc type actually defines what type of a document it is. Okay, so here they have mentioned like HTML itself. Okay, the next thing is the HTML, right? You can see over here a HTML tag, right? So what is an HTML tag? This HTML tags defines the root of an HTML document. Okay, it is the root of the HTML document. So always after giving the document, you have to give the HTML tag, and it always ends with a bar HTML tag. Got it? Are you able to see this? So this is the starting tag and this is the ending tag. In HTML, you will have two tags. One is the starting tag and another one is the ending tag. Okay. So here inside the HTML, you are going to give a section called head. So what is an head? Head contains the metadata or information of your document, which means here we are trying to connect CSS file to the HTML file. So whatever styles you give inside this will be available only if you give this line, because you are linking your HTML document with the CSS document. Okay. So now here is the body. So inside the body tag, you are going to give the complete body of your web page. Okay. So now let's take an example, like we are going to write about Paris. Okay. Paris is actually a place in London. So you can directly go to Google and search Paris, France. Okay. Sorry, I made a mistake. Okay. Paris, France. Okay. No, not London. So now you can go to the Wikipedia, open here, and let's copy something. Okay. About Paris. So now I'll be copying the first content completely and just pasting it here. So now here you can see that this is the complete content of your web page that you have copied and pasted, right? So now I want to give an heading called Paris. Okay. So how can I do that? Let's see. So here inside the body itself you can give Paris. But what happens here? Here you can see that this Paris and this Paris, we have written in two different lines. But here, while you see, it is not in two different lines, right? It's in a single line, and this doesn't looks like a heading, right? So here in HTML, for your heading, you have something called header tags. Okay. So now I'll be deleting this completely, and let's learn about the header tags. Okay. So what are these header tags? So header tags actually starts from H1. Okay. So here you know that you have to start a tag with a greater than and lesser than symbol and end it with a bar H1. Okay. So now here you can give Paris, and you can see that by default it is in bold and the size is so big, right? Isn't it? Why? Because you are using this header1 tag. Okay, in HTML you have by default some tags called as the header tags. Okay, so header tags are actually 6 tags. Okay, so now you pasted the complete content of tag, right? Suppose you want to give a subheading. Okay, after Paris you're going to give another subheading. Then let's see from the Wikipedia itself what is the subheading. Let's go to the geography. Okay, and from here we are going to take the location. So now let's take the location and the climate from here. Okay, so if you again give the H1 tag, how does it look like? This is a subheading of the first one, right? But what will happen? It will be in the same font size itself, right? But you want a size that is lesser than this one. So what can you do? You can give it to be an H2 tag. So this H2 tag is much smaller than the H1 tag. Now let's try to give an H3 tag. Okay, here I'm going to give climate. So now you know that the climate is much smaller, right? So each time you are giving a tag which is H1, H2, H3 as the it comes down, what will happen? The size also reduces. Okay. Now let's try to give history. Okay, it's the H4. You can see it is much smaller than H5. What can we give? Let's try to give Eiffel Tower bar H5. Now the last header tag is the H6 tag. Okay, where we are going to give the economy. Okay, whatever you want you can give. Okay, no problem. I just chose a Wikipedia because I want the content, right? So this is how from H1 to H6 your size decreases. Okay, so the first one by default it will be in a larger size, and as you give the sizes smaller it will be becoming smaller and smaller. Okay, so now what we have to do, we have to give a content and convert this to a web page. Okay, so now let's do that. So now what we are going to do is we are going to do a web page on Paris. Okay, so first of all what we are going to do, let's give the paragraph about it. Okay, so now every subheadings let's do in an H3 tag. Okay, so what can you do? You can change all the tags to H3. So now you can see that every subtag is in the H3 tag. Okay, so now let's copy and paste some of the content. Okay, because I have no contents to write myself, I am copying and pasting it. If you have some contents, then definitely you can write it by your own. Okay, I'll be taking just a few lines. So while you are copying, you can copy more lines. Okay, so now let's go to the location and take the content. This is just for the content of your web. Okay, so now you know that you can just scroll down. Okay, now let's go to the history and take some of the Okay, got it. So we gave, okay. So now this is the content of your web page, right? So now how will you see this? You have to click on the share and then take copy it, go to the new web browser here, paste it and press the enter key. So now this is your web page. Okay. In the next video, we are going to discuss how to set the styling of this web page. Okay. So see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.